Greetings in this week. So let's start with some review of previous week's events, because it seems they were sort of important, because in in United States, Fed gave its monthly FOMC statement and raised interest rates, and employment news went out on Friday as well. So let's check out SP500 and let's see if there was any difference, any meaningful difference to prices, and thus whether those news initiated some trends. But how? Let's see in this 4-hour chart. No, these are times from Monday to Friday last week. In 4-hour chart we could see nothing, same as an hourly chart. Like, these are not non-events. Markets are flat in S&P 500. Whether we are looking 1 hour, 4-hour or daily charts, we could see that these news had negligible impact on markets. I don't know whether there is anything much to discuss here, apart from the fact that markets fully anticipated those news and shrug it off. Now it's a bit different in the euro against dollar, because yes, markets actually rallied in this day and euro raised against dollar almost to parity. So could I count that one as some sort of event? I don't know, because here's the thing. If we start with the previous week, that's the thing. If you could start at beginning of previous week, markets are exactly flat, because they started at around 0.995 cents against dollar, and now then they spiked downwards to 0.98 and then reverted back again to previous levels. This was the first spike downwards was due to the Fed statement when they raised interest rates, and after employment, euro rose again against dollar, so it went to previous territory. So I cannot necessarily call it as some meaningful event. Markets just jumped around a little bit. It could see it better on hourly chart. There they went down, then they reverted again to previous levels, and we are where we are 1 week before that. So even if we took some meaningful time frames like daily charts, we actually could see that nothing happened. These are not news. These are not news. There is nothing here. And with the Bitcoin, let's see what the Bitcoin shows us. It's better to say show us. Markets were roughly here a week ago, and they are precisely here again. So yes, they spiked on Friday after non-farm payrolls, but they reverted to previous position, same as euro. So look at 4-hour chart, there is nothing. In 1-hour chart we could see in more detail that spike in Friday and slowly graduating to previous levels on holidays. But if you look at daily chart on Bitcoin, we see nothing. That's since, depending how you want to count it, from June or to late August, markets are going into small range around 20,000 per Bitcoin. So yes, most important news of the month, they were more or less anticipated, because everyone knew that Fed was going to continue its policy and raise interest rates to 4%. In press conference, as we could conclude after the fact by market's reaction, that they didn't tell anything meaningful, and employment was more or less, it was slightly better than anticipated, but still unemployment rate was still historically low. Employment change was alright. Yes, it was higher than anticipated, but so what? Markets shook it off, and that's the important thing. We could interpret how we like fact that employment increased more than anticipated, or actual employment rate was 0.1% higher than forecasts, or 0.2% higher than previous month, but it's nothing because markets reacted in the way they reacted. If you're a trader or you're an investor, that's important. Market's perception of news, not news themselves. As we see now, yes, markets shook these important news away and nothing happened. This week from 7th November to 13th of November, on paper there are no seriously important news of serious importance except for CPA, and unless there will be like complete miracle, it's like CPA will be 16% or 0%. I doubt that markets would make some serious impact on that, but you never know. And that's the thing about markets and life in general. When everyone expects something, nothing happens, but the biggest move happens when no one expects nothing. So let's keep our eyes open, our mind sharp, and see every possibility that might happen. But other than that, I don't have much to add, at least in the context of previous week's news. Previous week's news about impact on markets or next week's events. Yes, we have something, but if it's serious, well, answer that yourself. I'm saying no. Let's focus on long-term trends. See that markets are kind of flat in most trends, and there will be flat until they won't. There will be some trend at some time to either direction. But where? Well, only time will tell us. So let's stay focused, let's stay sharp, and as I always tell, let's stay open-minded. I have to replay this topic, this quote, until end of trading, because that's the most important thing. So with that said, till my next video, make sure you watch me, because I will be covering major stocks and look how markets are reacting, or how they are pricing in fundamental news, and how trends look at individual stocks, because there will be very interesting stocks this week. So stay tuned for my next videos. Bye.